All right, we are just days away from getting a sense of how the FIFA World Cup will actually play out. The final draw for the tournament will be held on Friday in Washington, D.C. For the first time, 48 teams will be sorted into 12 groups of 4. Then on Saturday, FIFA will release the full match schedule, including venues and kickoff times. Canada automatically qualified as one of the hosts of the tournament. That's alongside the United States and Mexico, and it's hoping to make the most of it. We will speak to two of the biggest names in football in Canada. Diego Moratorio is General Manager of MLS Canada, and Peter Montopoli is the Chief Tournament Officer. For Canada for the 2026 World Cup. And I want to welcome you both. Peter, first to you. Canada will never be accused of being the cradle of football. You and I both know that. We still call it soccer. So what are Vancouver and Toronto, two of the host cities here, hoping to bring to this World Cup?
Well, I think they're going to bring a lot of passion. I mean, right now, Toronto and Vancouver led for volunteer registration, number 1 and 2 of all 16 host cities. We're leading in merchandise sales. But also the energy with both cities is that, we've never had this before in Canada. And the interest and ticket demand is through the roof. Number 2 in terms of ticket sales of all 211 countries. So I think, they're ready. We want to take the World Cup to every province, every city in Canada. And we have plans to do that in the new year. But overall, the excitement is at a level. Just looking at this week for the draw and looking at TSN is carrying it 12 hours straight live. That's unprecedented in our country. So we're very excited.
Yeah, TSN being the sporting network in Canada. Diego, what a year for MLS in terms of interest and ratings. And Peter kind of alluded to that. The final is this weekend. Miami and Vancouver. Messi and Muller. Quite a showdown. But what does any of this have to do with the World Cup? I mean, what is the MLS doing for the World Cup, and what is the World Cup doing for MLS?
Well, I think the first thing to say is the state of the sport in Canada is not a fluke. It has been a systematic approach to developing the sport in the country. Billions of dollars in North America spent in state-of-the-art stadiums and facilities. And it's not a coincidence that 22 out of the 26 members of the Canadian national team are actually product of Major League Soccer, either current or former players. So on a side note, and just talking about MLS Cup, you got two greats from the World Cup playing this Saturday. I work for the league, so I love all my clubs. I just hope to have a great match, an exciting 90 minutes of football or more, and let the best club win, and the best Saudi club on that day win.
And it will be a thing to come in terms of the enthusiasm for that World Cup. I mean, Peter, can you give us an update on the preparations? There was major work to do on the pitches. There is the issue of visas for visiting fans and ticket sales, right? And obviously, of concern to many is the affordability of the tickets. We've all seen the scramble for some of these events and actually trying to get a ticket to them.
Yeah. Well, look, here in Canada, we've had to upgrade our 2 stadiums, and the upgrades are taking place, started a couple of weeks ago at Toronto Stadium, and BC Place has already started months ago. There is new grass going into BC Place. Toronto has had grass from the very beginning, pretty much. So the stadiums have had to be upgraded, that's for sure. I think from a ticketing perspective, I think that's just a sheer demand of what a FIFA World Cup asks for. And in Canada, it's like I said, first time hosting. People are going to pay. I think we saw it for all of us that watched the Blue Jays run. We saw some of the prices going very, very high, and that's the part of major sporting events. And I do feel the people in Canada will embrace it. They certainly will embrace this event.
And Peter and Diego, a quick question for both of you. Diego, to you first. FIFA will get the proceeds from this World Cup, and it will use the proceeds in each country to continue with this Soccer Forward program. And it's obviously to engage people of all ages, of all backgrounds to get into soccer. I am a former soccer mom in Canada, so tell me, Diego, to you first, what is this World Cup going to do for that?
Well, I think this is a pivotal point. If you look at 1994 in the U.S. and what that led to 30% growth in fandom for the sport, It led to to MLS being created. I think let's not forget the great performance and success that the women's national team has had in Canada and World Cup in 2015. That paved the way for us to have this World Cup coming in 2026. And one of the key things that we can't forget in Canada is if we look at the last 10, 15 years, about 100% of the population growth has been through immigration. And if you know what their favorite sport in their country of origin is, you know that soccer is here and is here to stay. We feel very bullish about the prospect of the game.
Yeah. For those who've come to Canada recently, usually you call it football. They are very passionate. I just want to give the last word here to Peter because we're running out of time. But Peter, on that note,
Sure.
Soccer everywhere for everyone. What will those funds do in places like Canada?
Well, in Canada, it's going to continue to develop the sport. Diego's right. It's taken us 20 years to get this point. We feel like people are saying it's an overnight success. Well, it's taken 20 years to get there. Women's World Cup, FIFA U20 World Cup, FIFA U20 Women's World Cup. Every event that FIFA's hosted is added to the next level, and this one will add to the next level for all Canadians for development of the sport significantly, and for Canada soccer as well. That's where the funds do go to.
Sounds good. Peter and Diego, we will all be watching at the end of this week and, of course, be watching next year. We certainly hope those pitches are ready because we don't want any more discussions about grass. Thank you very much, Diego and Peter. Appreciate it.